Hello, we're in London, so I'm here on the Gatwick Express, only one on this carriage, so I'm here until Sunday evening. It is Friday right now, I just landed and it's 8:20, so I'm here for the Myotopia course with Jack Taylor from the US, and he's an exercise scientist and a neuroscientist, and the course is on force in the nervous system, the role of the nervous system in coordinating human movement. So it's going to be super interesting. It's going to build on a lot of the knowledge that I've kind of accumulated on other courses that I've been on, because they're kind of on the same wavelength as other courses that I've been on here in London. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a crazy week, been so busy with work, especially because I was trying to cram things in so I could go away and enjoy my weekend without it being too stressed. Still have a lot to do and a lot to catch up on this weekend, because things are really shit's really hitting the fan in terms of work piling up. I'm going to show you guys some sites if I have time. I'm not going to have a whole pile of time just because the course is on from 9 to 5 both days, and I'm going to be kind of getting up in the morning at around 4 to try and cram in work before that, but the goal being that I'll have a couple of hours tomorrow evening to maybe do some more enjoyable stuff, go for food with some of the guys that I know they're going to be on the course, and yeah, it's going to be a great weekend, so come along with me. Room available in the 2 rear carriages. All of you boys. Room tour, because this is what you do. The wide angle lens actually makes the room look like it's massive. It's actually tiny. Nice little bed there, that'll do me. There's my bags, there's a nice desk, so I'm going to sit down and do some work now. It is currently almost 10 p.m. Plans to get up at 4:30, so realistically I want to be asleep for 10:30. Mirror, me, bathroom, mirror, me, toilet. Please do not put bag in toilet. Woman there, triggering. I'm gonna go to sleep, check in with you tomorrow. Goodbye. Good morning. Just finished off some work, so it's 7 o'clock now. Got up at 4:30. Now the plan is to go and get some breakfast. Okay, so I just figured out that it's like a continental breakfast that's included. I don't know what that includes. Hopefully it's not just ham and cheese, and hopefully get to the hotel nice and early where the course is on, because I need to finish off some work that is a priority that needs to be done this morning before we get the day rolling. So that's the plan right now, and then I will check in with you guys again, hopefully throughout the day, depending on how cool or not cool it is to film, because I would like to show you guys some things, especially if there's going to be some valuable take-home points or preferably practical things. But yeah, if not, I will see you guys after where we go and see some London. You think the swans are mad being in the water. Look at these mad boys up here. A person swimming. It is so fucking cold. My hands are purple. Look at them. Literally 0 fucks. This bish has the testicular fortitude that makes Jocko Willink look like Cinderella. Fuck. In before someone calls me out on Cinderella not actually being a little bitch in Cinderella, telling me the Cinderella story about how she's tough and stuff. It's an analogy. What's up, Squirrelo? Go on. Go on, boy. Climb up me, go on. Woo, woo, woo. Look at that 4-foot strike. Do you think it's deliberate? Do you think she's right into barefoot and minimal running, and now she's trying to replicate it with her shot runners? Oh but Jesus, look at that valgus force. Fuck, that adduction moment there. She's got this nice little fucking hip swing instead of flexion, avoiding hip flexion, feet rotating out, hips internally rotating as she flexes. Jesus, this is terrible. She should have stuck to leg extensions. Soon. Just arrived here at the Hilton for the conference or talk or course or whatever. Time to brush my teeth because I'm stupid enough to not have brought them.
But you really want to train their abs, so you put them over a ball which is shaped like this, which cranks them back this far, which takes all those spinal facets, jams them into position, give them a nice dose of neurogenic inflammation and say, let's crunch away, my friend. And then when they say, my back hurts. I'm working on it.
I like that Indian accent.
Anyway.
Does that have to do anything with the Golgi tendon organ?
The Golgi tendon organ, the Golgi tendon, all it does is it gives your nervous system information about how much force is going through the tissue. Your body then takes that information and integrates it with everything else it knows about the situation and makes a determination whether to downregulate the amounts of force being generated by that tissue or to upregulate it, right? So the Golgi tendon organ, a lot of people say, the Golgi tendon organ, when it's active, it inhibits muscles. Not true. Or, the Golgi tendon organ, when it's activated, it produces more force in the muscle. Not true. It does both. It's just a messenger. Your nervous system decides what to do with that information. Right? It's like that reciprocal inhibition thing, right? Everybody wants to say, yeah, man, when this contracts, that relax. Yeah, really? Squeeze your bicep. So notice, there's action potential, there's a little bit of a delay, and then I get a little bit of tension. Yes?
The action potential, is it a flux of ions? Like physically speaking, is it a gradient? Is it
the important thing about this is that it's an electrochemical event. It starts off as it's an electrochemical event. It starts as the influx of ions coming in, and once it reaches a certain point, then that pushes more ions down the length of this axon. There's a really good description of it. If you go to, everybody can write this down, Khan Academy. It's not that I don't want to talk about this, but I would love to talk about it, but it's like I got to choose what I get to talk about. But go to Khan Academy and look up action potential, and or either action potential or saltatory conduction, or both. I think you actually look at both of them. It's excellent. It is by far, and I mean this, by far the best explanation I've ever heard of it. Khan, K-H-A-N, Academy. So if you notice, there's just a little bit of a delay here between the action potential and that little bit of tension that I get there. Now, I'm going to come over here, and this time I'm going to give 2 action potentials right in a row. And guess what happens over here? I get some tension, I get a little bit more tension, and then it comes back down, right? So when I have 2 active potentials in a row, I get a little bit more tension out of this tissue. Are you with me? Okay? So this tissue, an action potential is an all or none event, okay? Meaning this alpha motor neuron doesn't get to say, sort of, kind of contract. It can either send out the contract signal or it says nothing at all. Whereas once the action potential shows up, I can get a little bit of tension or a little bit more tension, depending on the frequency of this signaling. Are you with me? Now watch this. Over here, if I get enough action potentials backed up next to each other, I get the maximum amount of tension that this tissue can give. Right? So if I get what we call a train of action potentials, okay, then I get even more tension out of this tissue. But now that I've gotten to that max, that's all I can give you. Yeah? So the frequency of the communication determines how much I'm getting out of that motor unit. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm remembering back to schooling as well.
Yeah.
I'm having a little bit of a hard time thinking about this. Because motor units, they can contract or they can't use.
No, that's where they screwed up. That's where they screwed up, dude.
No?
That's where they screwed up. And it just makes me livid that you've got these PhDs running around teaching this stuff, and they completely screwed that up. Because and I know it's not you, because I hear this from many students. They're going, wait, but motor unit participation is all or none. It's like, no. That's not it. Otherwise, we're back at that situation, right? It's not all or none. I mean, it can't be all or none. The only all or none part is this guy either sends out a contract signal or it doesn't. But once that action potential gets down here, I can get a twitch, a bigger twitch, or what we call a tetanic contraction. Yes.
Are those action potentials continuing, or is that delayed tension from those 5 action potentials, or have you just not drawn them?
No, dude. Once you these action potentials, it depends on how long you need this to go on for. But yeah, the action potentials will continue even though they're not needed to maintain that tetanic contraction. Let's put it this way. If I kept this going out here, right, my nervous system might continue to fire, right, but I'd still watch this decline in the amount of force that I can produce. Yeah, so very good question. This train would continue, and it would continue it would continue longer than would your tissue's ability to maintain the force.
Is that just due to fatigue?
Was that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that just fatigue?
Is that just fatigue?
Like, is that due to fatigue?
Is that due to fatigue?
Yeah.
Yes, but I want you guys to see that. I want you to see this right now. This is all theoretical stuff. You guys are going to see it, and it's going to. I think. God, I can't wait. Yes, I wish I could just start there, but it wouldn't be fair because then I would be taking advantage of my situation, and you just have to believe me. But I want you guys to go, I get it, damn, cool, right? As opposed to, I gotta say, I just gotta believe him because he didn't really explain anything, and so, all right. Where that sensor is right now, okay? So just from this alone, now go ahead and, same thing here, right? Now look, it's right there, it's about there. Yeah, imagine, if you will, you've got some muscle fibers that are running from one end of the muscle kind of down to the other, okay? And now can you imagine in your head all of those sarcomeres stacked next to each other? They're all in what you call that in series, yeah? The sarcomeres inside of a muscle cell in series. As they start to shorten, you no longer have the same sarcomere sitting under that sensor. So I can't compare this position to this position in terms of electrical activity, right? Because I'm not comparing the same configuration of the muscular tissue, all right? So that's one mistake that people make. Is, oh, there's a lot more here than that. It's like, oh, wait a minute, but you're not looking at the same dudes. You'll see a bigger span of electrical activity. Why'd you guys stop? You stopped.
Sorry.
Get to work.